I'm going to share some ideas and halachot from the Shulchan Aruch and the Kaf HaChaim related to Birkat Cohanim. The Birkat Cohanim is just mentioned in the last week's Parashat Nashor. The Kaf HaChaim picks up on a question: what happens when, like many times, you have a situation where there's no chazara, there's no repetition of the Amida. So sometimes when there's a limited minyan, there may be a situation where we don't repeat the Amida, the silent prayer. We don't have a chazara. And in such a case, may we or may we not, ask the Kaf HaChaim, have a Birkat Cohanim. Why should we have a Birkat Cohanim? What is the motivation or the purpose or the argument for Birkat Cohanim? Well, every time that we hear Birkat Cohanim, the Kohen performs a mitzvah. We have a mitzvah. And when you can have Birkat Cohanim and there's a Kohen present and they choose not to recite Birkat Cohanim, they're bypassing mitzvot, and it's not a good idea. And therefore, why should we not have Birkat Cohanim when there's no chazarah? Perhaps one can say, well, there's no repetition, there's no really space for them to go up and say the Birkat Cohanim, so maybe that's an issue. Says the Kaf HaChaim, however, we should have Birkat Cohanim. Even though you don't have a repetition of the chazarah. How can that be? He says, if it's in a situation where, for example, the Kohen finished their Amida before the Chazan, when he was saying his silent prayer, reached Retzeh and Mudim, they can go up and say Birkat Cohanim. And even when the Chazan leading the tefillah says the word Kohanim, he says that's not a hefsek, that's not considered an interruption. But if you can plan it that somebody else should call a Birkat Cohanim, that may even be even better. Another question is, how many people do you need for minyan for Birkat Cohanim? Of course, it's 10 people, but the Kohen is one of the 10 people. So you can have 9 individuals plus the Kohen, then you have the minyan. However, it does have to be individuals that are over bar mitzvah, Yud Gimel Shanim Ubet Sa'ot, over the age of bar mitzvah, and that they have shown signs of maturity, and they could be considered part of the minyan. Amen.
Amen.
To you, very nice.